Nauti Pirate here with a at-home repair of my Oberdorfer, Oberdorfer water pump on the Atomic 4. So the impeller's bad, and my seals, which are in the end here, are bad. I was when it was running, I was leaking water. There's a little hole here, bottom, a weep hole. I was weeping water out of there, which lets you know that the seals are bad. So I ordered an impeller kit off of eBay for $32, I think it was. And behind me here are the seals. I got these from Moyer Marine. They were $30 for 2 seals and $20 to ship them. This is crazy. $20 to ship them. Now, I didn't have any dimensions, and I couldn't find anybody else online that had any dimensions of these seals. Because I know if you go to Napa, you could tell them what you have, the dimensions of it, and they can find it for you. And I'm sure they gotta be a heck of a lot cheaper than 15 bucks a piece. And it's actually 25 bucks a piece by the time you get them shipped from Moyer Marine. I found another site that had them, but they were $30, $31 a piece. There's gotta be something better. So I'm gonna try to zoom in on this thing and give you guys all the dimensions. I don't know if you can read it all. It's hard for me to tell or see. Yeah, you can kind of read it. So this seal inner diameter is 0.625, which is 5/8 of an inch. The outer diameter is 1 and 1.125, which is 1 1/8. And then the other dimension on here is 0.250, which is 1/4 inch. So inner diameter of the seal is 5/8 of an inch by 1 1/8. Outer diameter, 1/4 inch thick. Now that information you can take to any auto parts store like Napa, because I used to do it all the time, and get a seal for it. And it's a lip seal, and there's 2 of them, so it's got to be cheaper. I haven't looked into it yet, but at least I know what they are, and if I ever need to replace these seals again, I won't be going through Moyer Marine and spending $20 to ship it. Just stupid. So, but I did it this time because they're the only ones that had it, and no one else online has the dimensions of these seals. So there's the dimensions of the seals. So I've already taken this thing apart. And we're gonna zoom in here a little bit, but like I said, I've already taken them apart to see what I needed, and I just kind of mocked up, assembled it for you, so you can see what I had going on here. So there's not much to this thing. But let's start rebuilding this thing. And I'll get you in here closer. Oh, that's pretty. Alright, you don't get to see my pretty face, but you get to hear me. So start off by removing the impeller cover. I am missing 1 bolt. I'm sure it's down in the build somewhere. I found the other ones, but I'll just go and get a new one. So here's the plate. Seal's already off of it because I've already taken this thing off. This circlip, or bejesus clip we call it, snapped on right here, and that snaps onto this shaft. But so you got to pop that off of there. So I did that already, and then out comes the impeller. Actually, the impeller and the whole shaft will actually come on. Now this impeller is missing a couple pieces. Let me carefully turn my camera around so I can see what I'm doing. Alright, it's missing a couple chunks. I've already pulled them out of there. So that's my old impeller. And here's the old shaft, which actually is in good shape. I don't feel any, you see a little polishing here where it's been riding in the seals, but I don't feel any distortion in there or any obvious signs or lumps. So there's the shaft. I'll just set this out of the way here. Inside here is a, I don't know if this bushing is supposed to be, I think you can replace it, but that shaft, when it's in there, is really tight, so it's a good snug fit, so I'm sure that's not bad. Now, Oberdorfer had a little grease cap on it where you tighten it every so often, and someone has gone and got a kind of an upgrade. And what they did is they put this, it's probably a 1/4 inch nipple or 1/8 inch nipple in here, it looks like. 1/8 inch is what it's going to be, MPT. And on the other end of this, they hooked a hose up from a grease gun. So actually you just got it from the cockpit, you just got to reach in there and give it a squeeze with a little bit of grease every once in a while. So that was an upgrade that I actually seen on Morgan Marine's site. But that's the nipple for it. And that's where it goes. Here's a drain for water, if you ever need to drain it, which we don't have to worry about that. But and you can see, well, maybe you can't see in there, but there's a lot of grease inside of here. So, which tells me that maybe someone forced a little too much grease in here and had nowhere to go and it forced its way back. It's hard to say. But I've got to try to pry out one of these seals. And I think they're going to sit, if I can mock this up real quick. From what it looks like, is they sit with 2 cups together. Like this. That's what they look like. It looks like to me. So I won't know until I pull the first one out. But since I don't have to keep it, I don't have to worry about it. So, and I've heard some people having problems getting these seals out of here. So we'll see what we got going on once we get her out of here. Being left-handed doesn't have disadvantages sometimes. We're just going to tap it this way. There's one with a part number. Okay, now that I see it, boy, looks like it might have went up like this.
Okay, let's go. Let's go to bed.
The part number
Morning.
this way.
No.
So it might be back to back is what it looks like. If we're looking at part numbers on the back, because here's the part number, you can, then it would be part number, and the part numbers in here on the back side. So looks like it's they're gonna sit in here like so. And this one might just pop out here. And now I can see the weep hole. So if the one seal leaked in between it, then there's our weep hole. And it's right there, hopefully if you can see it. It's hard for me to tell on the camera on this angle. So we're going to knock the rest of the seal out of here. And it's coming out. There we go. Coming out with a ton of grease. Alright. That's the way we're going to put the seals in. I might check online real quick to see if I'm right or if I'm wrong. But those are out of there. We're going to clean it up a little bit and let's see if I got it the right way. It looks like it should be back to back because the part numbers are back to back. But one thing I've learned is kind of never to assume. These seals are definitely different than the original seals that were in it. Everything looks really good. We can give this thing a good cleaning as well. Okay, one clean pump for the most part. Let's put it this way, a lot cleaner than it was. I just scrubbed it in the sink with a little Dawn dish soap. Got rid of some of the grease that was on the outside. Alright, so I did a little check-in and it says the, like I said it was, the writing goes inward. So they're going to be stacked like this. So the first seal gets pressed in, writing facing up. So that could be difficult. So, but not too difficult since I'm pushing it in by hand. And I have a whole tub full of sockets here that I'm going to seat the seal and the rest of the way with some sockets. I just got to find the right one. Nope. Ooh, this one looks pretty good. Yep. So, let's see, so far I'm pushing it in by hand. So there we go. Stuck that one down in there by hand. This one's going to go up. Alright. Down in there like so. They're not as thick as these, or maybe they are. These went together really tight in there. And this one I can see a gap. But I almost want a gap where I can see my weep hole at. Because that will, if anything starts to leak, it'll let me know and it'll come dripping out of here. So let me stick this back in here. Take a little bit of this grease I pulled out of here. Kind of lubricate the shaft a little bit. Alright, and that was a nice little fit. Okay. And that goes down in there like that. Now I could probably do this one better. Put the impeller on there, put the circlip on there, and then slide it in there. And I'm probably going to wait to do the final seal. Go from there. I think that's going to be all I have to do. I'm going to go get the rest of my goodies. Alright, I got some little jar of Vaseline here. Here's the new impeller and the seal. Now this kit came with the gasket and came with O-ring, because later models I guess had an O-ring on here. This has got the gasket. I'm going to save this gasket till later when I put this thing in there. But first I am going to put a little Vaseline in here. Alright, that helps protect it when those first startups. So when you put your impeller in that first startup, it helps protect it and keep it from burning up in there before the water gets in. So this is a keyed shaft. And here comes the fun part. Notice I lost my gloves. So I see the circlip is even keyed around the shaft. I do have a tool for this, for putting these things in, but it just so happens it is at my brother's house. But if you're careful enough, you can do it. If you can see me do it. You can open it up far enough, you can get it in there. There we go. At least one. Be nice if I had a screwdriver that worked too. Can't believe I don't have a regular screwdriver in here anywhere. Alright, that's seated in there. So there's the impeller. I'm going to take some of this grease again. I have left over on here. And I'm going to grease it, obviously, before I even start this thing out. But this pump is going to get set aside until it's time for me to fire up that engine. So, or I guess I could put it back in there. So, doesn't matter which way the fins are going. If you help turn it a little bit, it will go in. Here we go. One impeller. One new seal kit. So, get it to turn. One pump, one working pump. So, I blew the grease out of here. We're going to just finger tight this. Because what I want to do is I want to hook that hose up, pump grease through it until it starts coming out, then put it on here. But since just to have it all together, this is what I'm going to do. And it only goes on one way. So, like I said, I gotta find the other screw or just go buy another one. Crazy, I do not have. This is the only regular screwdriver I have. Like I say, we'll get that new screw put in there, or get a new one. Probably buy all new screws since they're a little boogered up. Just newer screwdrivers, they kind of opened them up a little bit. But there we have it. One rebuilt Orberdorfer 202M pump. Oh, there we go. Didn't take that long, wasn't too difficult. Getting those old seals out was a pain in the butt. The new seals definitely go in a lot easier than those did. And they're a little bit narrower, so we're going to see how these work. But there's the pump, so if any water leaks past the seal, it's going to come out right out the weep hole, and right away I'll be able to see it. So we'll get the RTV sealant on there, install this pump, and go from there. But this is what we got going. Here we are, one rebuilt pump. Took me maybe half an hour, and I was dinking around quite a bit trying to find some tools. So figure on about a half an hour to rebuild the pump. And that's all there is to it. I think you can get a little bit more. I think the rebuild kit's $150. So the way I just did it, well, it was $50. So we're gonna say $85 to rebuild it, to do what I just did. And I'm sure you can get those pump seals somewhere else. But thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below if you have any comments, concerns. Seem to go together fine. Me, just getting those old seals out of there, which are the originals. As far as I know. But yeah, stay tuned.